most daunting visual of mankind, the blank page. Okay, maybe there are things far more daunting than that, but you get the point. So often as human beings, the act of starting something is far harder than the act of doing it.
We buy our calendars, agendas, more agendas, and we make our to-do lists. And if we don't get it done, we say the inevitable: there's always tomorrow.
See, in our line of work, that kind of behavior is really detrimental.
For those of you who don't know, we are filmmakers. And as filmmakers, we must create our own jobs. So not taking the time to create is like a chef not taking the time to buy food.
Yeah, no, and it's really interesting because we know putting things off can affect us. So why do we keep doing it? More importantly, why do we tend to overcome it at the last minute? Why do we wait for stress, anxiety, and mental breakdowns to get it done? Research has shown that the human mind uses procrastination as a tactic to avoid feeling negative emotions. In other words, in order to avoid fear, dread, or anxiety associated with the task at hand, your brain tells you to open up that video game, that YouTube tutorial. The result? A temporary fix that is soon met with We are then forced into what psychologist David Allen likes to call emergency productive behavior. In a nutshell, in the state of an emergency, say your partner is choking from popcorn, you most likely wouldn't do something like this.
You're choking? You're choking? Oh my god, I don't know how to do the Heimlich, oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this cat meme that Sophie sent me. Oh my god, I have to respond to her, this is so cute.
Chances are you'd kick into high gear and focus. Do or die. Why? Because the situation demands it. But what about if that emergency or deadline doesn't exist? Does it mean you'll never get anything done? Which brings us to this moment. For the past 3 years, we've been so busy with work and our busy schedules that we haven't really been able to cater to the passion projects that we ultimately really care about.
So we're gonna be putting fire under our ass and finish in 48 hours what we've been trying to finish for 3 years and write a pilot script.
Yep. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
10:30 a.m. Stayed up pretty late talking to my brother and his girlfriend till 5 a.m. We're off to a good start. Yay! Tiff, wake up. Tiffany! Wake up, Tiff. Ladies and gentlemen, Tiffany is not waking up. Wake up! No.
Who are you talking to?
My brother, Kai. This is the reason why we haven't gone to sleep last night. Do you have any words of encouragement for everyone out there as a YouTuber?
There's 24 hours in a day, so we're sure that you can stick some work in those hours.
And what happens if we do procrastinate? What do we do?
You say, stop! Keep going! That's what you do.
Love you.
That was weird.
Tiffany's finally up, and I don't need to say any more. She's making cookies now.
They're not cookies, they're croissants!
Of all days.
So you're not gonna eat any of these when I make them?
Absolutely not.
Oh, you won't?
I'm gonna be writing a script.
Okay, perfect. So these are all for me.
It sounds good.
We're already pretty well into our first, I would say, 12 hours already?
14.
14 hours. But I do think in true procrastination spirit, we will make up for lost time. Are you not eating sofa? So we're not going to be going into the nitty-gritty of what we're writing. What's important is how we get it done.
To all you film buffs out there, we know there's many different ways to approach a pilot, but we're just trying to make it easy and digestible for everyone else.
We're using the structure that honestly is used in films, but I feel like for a pilot, more or less we do kind of not only expose more of the world, I feel like, than a film would, but we do kind of go by the normal narrative structure.
Writing a pilot is no small feat, so we divided our days into 4 steps: logline, structure, beat sheet, and writing. The reason we did this is to break our overall goal into small bite-sized chunks, which is also known as chunking. It makes conquering the mountain a little less intimidating by simply focusing on individual steps. Now this may seem like the obvious thing to do, but it helps us keep track of our progress as well as know what we're up against.
Roy Arwas. Roy! We gotta keep going. Come on. It was at this moment we realized we were procrastinating.
So we went back to researching, plotting, and trying to figure out story. But the more we kept working, the more we realized we were going backwards, and backwards, and backwards. So we're not even halfway there as far as our plan goes. We haven't even figured out our structure, which we're supposed to finish by now. I'm exhausted.
We already finished an entire day. Like, I don't want to have wasted today. So I think we just have to keep going. We have to literally do what Kai said to do.
Stop!
Stop.
Like Shia LaBeouf.
What? Shia LaBeouf?
Do it! Just do it!
What did Shia LaBeouf do? And so we did. We just did it. We pushed through, kept going, and kept building the story as much as we could. And whenever we hit a bump, well...
Do it! Do it! Just do it!
Just do it!
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Until finally, it happened. And weirdly enough, the deeper we got into this, the more we forgot that this was a self-made assignment. We were an ever-moving train that couldn't be stopped. And in case you wanted to know what that looked like... I don't know how to say this, like this, the unconscious.
But her last night, we're seeing her light go out. You're right. Whatever, dude. I could honestly, if I were to direct this scene, that's what I would write.
But you don't become unconscious in water if you're drowning. You would have to see her fight.
Next time you watch a movie,
after they've been gasping for air a while, then you see them do that. But you haven't. If we don't see her do that, then she's not gonna.
You're right. I'm sorry. Let's move on, please.
So maybe we hit a few bumps in the road. But we were finally able to kick into emergency productivity mode without the emergency.
Some good news, we are done on time. Cut to black. We did it! Yay! That was fun.
I'm tired.
I'm tired too.
All in all, we learned that giving yourselves a time limit, a countdown if you will, really motivated us to kick into productivity mode.
Was the script perfect? Not really.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I mean, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't about that. It was about us taking the first step towards finishing something we've been trying to finish for a long time. And it was about us controlling our circumstances and changing them to benefit us at the end of the day.
Right. I think that the biggest thing that I learned was, as opposed to trying to change my habits, I had to acknowledge that as a procrastinator, the only way I got things done was in a time crunch. So I had to change my circumstance. I had to create the time crunch for myself so that I got work done ahead of time. So the next time you want to fight procrastination and get something done, what should you do? Well, we'll let the experts speak here.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Thank you all so much for taking the time to watch our first video, and we hope you come back again.
Yeah, like and subscribe down below.
We're filmmakers.
Can't you say filmmakers?
We're filmmakers. Filmmakers.
Yeah.
We're filmmakers. I know how to say
Just let me do one.
Please.
One alone.
Please.
One alone.
Please. I'm ready. If I don't do good, you'll do one alone.
Fine.
For those of you who don't know, we're filmmakers.
For those of you who don't know, we're filmmakers.